What's up everybody, I'm Brent from PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a 2016 Toyota Prius we'll be installing LED interior lights on. Now the 2016 is the first year for the 4th generation Prius, so this installation is compatible with all years 2016 plus. So today we'll be installing LEDs on the front map light, the dome light, the 2 vanity mirrors, the front doors, the reverse lights, and the trunk light. So today we'll be installing a PrecisionLED 5730 Premium LED kit, which includes these 3 interior trim tools you'll see us using throughout the video. We have our fork-shaped wedge tool, our serrated knife tool, and the pointed wedge tool. So here we'll be working on the rear dome. We'll be using the flat end of the serrated knife tool. Now there are 2 clips that hold this lens into place. There's one right here, and there's one right here. Now you just want to be sure that you're prying in between the lens and the fixture. And then just pry out. And then once you have separation, just work your way down, just like that. And in order to remove the halogen bulb, you can just press down on this tab here. Just be sure to catch the bulb. So here we have the Premium 5730 style LED. Now this bulb is not polarity specific, so you can install in any direction. Now I'll be installing with a pair of pliers so that my hands aren't in the way to block the shot. So here we are. Now you do want to install primarily on the stationary side, which is this side. And you just want to make sure that the LED boards are facing downward. Now here we'll be reinstalling the casing. Now you just want to start with the back of the casing and just line up the tabs here. And then just put a little bit of force on the front until it clamps into place, like so. So now we'll be installing the front map lights. Now, as you can see, I've already gone ahead and installed on the passenger side, so we'll just swap out the driver's side. Now, this is a bit tricky. First, we're gonna remove the inner portion of the housing here, and then after, we're gonna work our way towards getting inside this casing. So, in order to remove or loosen up actually this inner portion, you're just gonna want to pry right in between the housing and the lens, just right here. And we are using our knife wedge tool, as you can see. And then once that's loose, you're not going to want to remove the casing entirely. The reason behind that is because these back tabs are a bit difficult to reassemble. So once the front of this is loose, then we're just going to want to come in through the side with our tool, with the flat portion of the tool. Just going to want to slide in and just pry outward a bit until that loosens up. There we are. And you're just going to want to come down. There we go. And now we have access to the bulbs. Now again, be careful when removing the halogen bulbs because it could be very hot. But if they're not, then you could try to remove just with your bare hand. But usually it's pretty difficult. But one trick to remove the bulb is you can take a piece of tape and you could just make sort of like a U shape and just stick it there right on the bulb. And then you just take the remainder of the tape, you just pull that right out. So now we have our 5730 style LED. Again, these are not polarity specific, so you can just install in any direction. And they should turn on without an issue. There we are. All right, now let's just go ahead and reassemble the casing. Now to do so, we're just gonna take the lens. First, we're just gonna slide it right over the top, exactly how we removed it. And then we're just gonna clip everything back together. There we are. So now we'll be swapping out the trunk light, and we'll be doing so with the fork-shaped wedge tool. Now there's just one clip that holds this light into place, which is right here. So we'll be prying from the bottom portion of the light. And once you do have the light loose, you could just use your hand and pull the casing out. And then once it is out, you just want to remove the power connector here, and you can do so just by prying down on this tab. So now that we have the housing removed, in order to gain access to the halogen bulb, you just want to remove this portion of the housing. Now in order to do so, we're going to take our pointed tool and we're just going to slide it underneath here, and it's just going to loosen that up like so. We'll come up on top, we'll do the same thing at this angle. There we go. And there's a halogen bulb. Now you can remove the halogen bulb just with your hand, but you just would want to make sure that it's not too hot, and if it is, you can remove it with a towel. And here we have the premium 5730 style LED. Again, this is not polarity specific, so you can go ahead and install in either direction. And now we'll just put the casing back on, like so. And lastly, let's just reconnect that power connector and pop the housing back in. So now we'll be working on the front door light here. We'll be using the serrated knife tool, the flat end, in order to pry this light fixture out. Now you do want to be prying on this side right here. There's a small arrow showing you where to wedge it. And then you do want to remove the power connector here. You can do that just by pressing down on this tab. And next we'll be disassembling this casing. Now, in order to gain access to the halogen bulb, you first want to remove this portion of the casing, and you can do so just by sliding it downward, like so. And then you just want to remove this top portion of the casing. Just slide that out. And then to remove the T10 bulb, you can just pull it out. Now be careful because it may be hot. So now we'll take the premium 5730 style LED. Now, as stated before, these are premium canvas bulbs, so they're not polarity specific. So you can just go ahead and install in any direction. Now we'll just reassemble the casing here. So now we'll be swapping out the vanity mirror lights. We'll be using the fork-shaped wedge tool. There's only one clip that holds this this casing into place, which is right here. So that's the side that we'll be prying from, closer to the center of the vehicle. Just want to come in with the fork portion of the tool. There you go, and just pry inside. Now you can try to remove the bulb just with your bare hands, but it may be difficult. Again, there's a little trick that you can do to get the bulb out a bit easier, just with some Scotch tape. Just want to shape the tape in like this U shape, and just wrap it around the bulb, like so. And then with the remainder of the tape, you just pull it out. There we are. So here we have the premium 5730 style LED. Again, these are not polarity specific, so you can just toss it in any orientation. And before sealing everything up, let's just test the bulb to make sure everything's working. There we are. Just push this back in. So now we'll be switching out the reverse lights. First, what we're gonna have to do is remove this panel, and we'll be doing so with the fork-shaped wedge tool. Now you just wanna take the tool and first pry inside here. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to remove this whole reverse light housing, but not to worry, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is remove these two bolts, and what you need is a 10mm socket and a socket wrench. So now that you have both bolts removed, you're just going to want to remove the housing. In order to do so, you just want to pull away from the vehicle. Now, it may be difficult because it's never been removed before, but you just want to give it a good yank. There we are. So the bulb that we'll be swapping out is right here at the bottom of the housing. So you just want to twist counterclockwise. And now we'll just remove the halogen bulb and swap it out with the LED bulb. Now, before reassembling everything, we're just going to go ahead and test the reverse light to make sure everything's working.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Now, like we said before, please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.